What's up guys, back with another video, and today I'm going to talk about how I have made $3.7 million last year from cold outreach alone, completely delegated, AI automated, basically on autopilot by working 4 hours every single day without an insanely big team and spending a single dollar on ads, okay? Ads are usually very risky. We are making insane amounts of money on ads as well, but at the end of the day, cold outreach is still one of the most reliable ways of actually making money, okay? And just to show you a little bit of proof here, okay, these are the average payouts that I'm getting from people, okay? There are a couple of $10,000 deals, a couple of $6,000 deals, $3,000 deals, 7.5K deals, okay? So this is real, all right? This is my actual PayPal, all right? Obviously, I want to be basically an open book here, and I want to actually show you how much money I am making, and just to show you that, yes, these numbers are real, and from cold outreach, it's 100% possible for you to make this amount of money, okay? So in this video, I'm going to break down everything from how we target and scrape the leads for cold outreach, okay? So one of the most important things for people is that they are not getting qualified leads at the end of the call, okay? So that's the first part that I want to solve. That's the first problem that I want to solve for you in this video. The second is how to actually get a high response rate for your outreach strategy, right? And how to do a high volume, okay, without spending 6 hours a day in front of the computer, in front of your phone to actually send outreaches, okay? How we automate this with the AI, so you don't need to spend any time and you can reach out to thousands of leads every single day. We basically reach out to 1,000 people every single day at this stage. And then obviously how to actually book these people in for a call and how to delegate that with an appointment setter. And then obviously how to actually qualify them and how to close those deals, okay? So our entire cold outreach client acquisition system, AI automated system, I'm going to give it away. If you send me a DM on Instagram and you want to know how we are leveraging and how we are sending 1,000 DMs every single day, how we are actually automating that, make sure that you send me a message. In this video, I'm going to break down every single automation, every single AI system that we are leveraging. I'm going to explain how that actually works as well, okay? So just to look a little bit into the numbers, how did this year add up, right? So altogether, we have sent 44,640 outreaches. We have booked 1,237 qualified sales calls. And the closing rate wasn't even that extremely high, because we are charging a lot of money. You can qualify people however much you want, but sometimes they still don't have as much money as you would like them to, okay? So 370 clients closed for 3.7 million, all right? So obviously, our program is expensive, but at the end of the day, if you're booking in qualified people, then you're absolutely going to be crushing it. This is an average day of how we are booking calls, okay? This is a screenshot from my calendar, actually. 3 to 5 calls booked a day is pretty average for us. What we usually tell our clients is as long as you can get to 1 qualified sales call a day without you investing a lot of time and they're really qualified financially, they are going to be absolutely rocking it. You can even get to 50K a month with 1 qualified sales call a day. Adam here, for example, just booked 8 calls in that week. So, just a little bit of client results that I wanted to show you. Obviously, a little bit more of the numbers breakdown because our clients are getting these extreme results as well, right? Another client, 15.7K collected, okay, through this strategy without basically working a single second, all right? All automated. You just need to show up on the calls. So if we can check this out, right? How do the numbers look like behind basically a month like that, all right? 1,200 leads scraped, okay? So there is a list of leads that you scrape in, 320 replies, 47 calls booked, 5 to 6 calls basically booked per day on average, and closing, not even a lot of them, right? So the beauty around this is if you combine volume with quality and you do that system consistently, then you don't even need to have an extremely high closing rate. If you have a 30% closing rate, even better, okay? So 15.7K collected for one of our clients in under 14 days. That's absolutely insane. Basically, we are getting the best client results on the market, okay? And this is where I'm going to break it all down, all right? So how the actual systems work, again, I won't go extremely deep in this video because if you want to get this document, I'm going to send it all over, okay? So let's just take the steps, okay? So how we are actually scraping the leads and obviously how we actually reach out to them automated so we can get a high response rate, and then how we structure the actual DM framework so we can book them into meetings, and how we delegate them to setters, how you hire the top 1% setters on the market, and then how you close these deals, okay? The system is very simple. You scrape the leads, you personalize your outreach so there is a maximum amount of response rate. You actually do the outreaches and you automate them. You do the DM framework, you book in the call, and then you rinse and repeat. This is the single most dependable system on the market that I have ever seen. I've never seen this system shared ever before on YouTube or Instagram or by any other business coach. And obviously, this is because I have worked on this system through blood, sweat, and tears. Okay, so let's jump into it. How are we actually going to do that? Okay, so first of all, obviously one of the most important things here is how you're actually scraping these leads, okay? And every single step in here is absolutely critical, okay? So what most people do is they are basically choosing their leads, just running around on social media, leveraging other people's followings, like scrolling their phone, etc., trying to choose the best leads possible. And unfortunately, they don't even know where to look for their ideal leads. They don't know where their ideal leads are. And many people don't even know how their ICP looks like, okay? So you need to know how your ICP looks like. If you don't know that, you're not going to be able to leverage this system. But once you know that, obviously, we can 100% leverage this system, okay? So first of all, and I'm going to show you a step-by-step usage of this document, okay? So Instagram IG Exporter, this is a lead scraper system, okay? Completely free. You can download it. You can basically optimize it for whatever you want, okay? So if you want to have lists like this from leads, just look at this. You can just scroll down until your eyes can see, right? So these are all my ideal ICP, my ideal target audience from their company name, right? Their names, their actual social media tags on LinkedIn, Instagram. So if you're leveraging this software setup, you don't even need a CRM for it, right? You can literally break it down. For example, just on Instagram, this is what we are using for Instagram. You can quite literally even you can even just put in their Instagram there. You can literally target followers. You can literally target following, like how many people, like who are following these people or who these people are following. Okay, so you can literally scrape in a way that you can find your absolute ideal ICPs. Let's say if you come to my Instagram and you start the lead scraper, you would be able to extract all the data of the business owners that are following me. Okay, and it's really, really easy to just in seconds put together these lead scraped lists, their lead lists. Okay, you can basically collect 1 million leads inside a couple of hours, and you will never need to be worried about, hey, where is my ideal ICP? Okay, so that's the first step. Obviously, we're also using Instant Data Scraper. This is again a really a free tool. Basically, you don't even need to spend any money on it. Okay, like quite literally, it's free. You can download it today, and if you use it in the actual same way, for example, you can. LinkedIn is one of the best ways to scrape leads, right? You basically just write in. Let's say you're targeting software engineers, right? That's what I was targeting when I was in the weight loss niche. And you quite literally just start Instant Data Scraper. You click on people, you start Instant Data Scraper, and it's going to basically scrape all the 100 pages for you. And then you can quite literally put it into ChatGPT, which is the next step, right? Where you put it into ChatGPT and you actually filter them and you make sure that you filter by follower count, you filter by keywords like coach, agency, SaaS, region or language, business model fit, right? So it's really, really easy to scrape from there, okay? This is an AI automated system. So first we scrape, then we tell ChatGPT with a very, very simple prompt of, hey, can you filter out the people who have, for example, online business owner in their bio, okay? It's like AI does the work for you. You don't even need to work. At this stage, you don't even need manpower, right? While you're searching for leads manually, the software basically does the work for you, okay? It's really, really simple to set up this system, all right? Now, why this sets the tone, okay? And why this is extremely important. What most people do is they just scrape the leads, they compile the recycled list. Okay, what we do is we do AI scraping, we pull the targeted data, we get ChatGPT to filter out the leads so you can have a straightforward lead list for your ideal target audience. It's a really, really easy system to set up. Now, obviously, the second step, which is again extremely easy to set up, right, is actually personalizing this. Okay, so what this actually solves is most outbound messages don't fail because the offer is bad, they fail because they sound like they were written for everyone. Okay, so now we have a lead list. How are we actually going to reach out to people? And this is another thing that you can get if you send me a message, okay? This is my outreach strategy, my entire DM framework, from how to send the first message, from how to actually explain your offer to people, how to actually qualify the person itself. Just look at these first messages. Basically, I have 50 different first messages that I'm leveraging on a daily basis, that my appointment setters and my AI automations are leveraging on a daily basis. Basically, you can get also AI to create new ones of this, but every single one of these outreaches are actually having value, okay? Most people like to give fake compliments. Most people like to just ask some weird generalist question from people when they reach out. And of course, their response rate is not high. At this stage, our response rate is 10 to 30%, basically given on how qualified audiences we are messaging, okay? And the reason for that is because you need to offer the most amount of value in your first message. If you don't raise curiosity in your first message, you're never going to win. If you want this entire sheet, as well as our B2C outreach strategy, and you want to copy paste our first messages that have been proven to work, make sure that you send me a message on Instagram, okay? So just back really quickly to our topic here, right? So as I mentioned, right, it's extremely easy, okay? So the most important thing that you want in an outreach is to be seen, right? To be researched, approached intentionally. This is what people want to feel when you reach out to them, okay? So you need to personalize your outreach strategy to every single one of these leads. Now, how this AI automation set up is basically that the AI creates personalized messages for these people as well, okay? Obviously, the system behind it, the AI basically scrapes the LinkedIn bios, Instagram exports, website CTA. So basically all of the information that these people have, the AI collects this information and creates the absolute best first message there is, okay? So your first messages will never seem general to the person itself. For you, it would take an hour to really research that person. For the AI, it takes 2 seconds, okay? So if you do it this way, and then you, again, filter it out with ChatGPT, sort by bios that include coach, agency, or founder, must be active plus niche fit, right? So if you tell ChatGPT to filter the lead list that you have already put together, you create personalized first messages, and you get ChatGPT to filter it, then you are having your absolute ideal target audience in front of you, and you have millions of that basically in a couple of minutes, okay? So this is where you didn't even need to hire anyone, okay? But then obviously the next step is coming, which is quite literally, right, how to hire the top 1% appointment setters, okay? I am working with multiple appointment setters, altogether 3 appointment setters in my business, and as you can see, with 3 appointment setters, I can quite literally make $3.7 million in a year, okay? So if I can show you a little bit, this is what we call the horizontal scaling system, because now we can reach out to an insanely high amount of people, but obviously if you just look at Instagram is going to restrict your profiles, okay? So let's say you can send 30 messages from a profile in a day, 30 to 60 messages. So how are you going to scale that, okay? You are going to optimize the profiles of your appointment setters in a way that is going to look insanely good, insanely qualified, okay? This is the profile of one of my appointment setters. This is the profile of another one of my appointment setters, okay? They're all optimized. So now you can basically, instead of scaling vertically, you can scale horizontally. And this is where this becomes easy, because now you can really leverage high volume. Now we took care of the quality, we took care of the ideal target audience, we took care of response rate, and you can also take care of the high volume of sending an insane amount of leads. Basically, altogether, how much you work so far is basically creating your setters profiles, okay? This is where the structured outreach sequence comes in, okay? So one message builds curiosity, another builds trust, the third nudges a close, okay? This is where you book in the meeting, okay? So we have an insanely good DM framework set up. If you're going to scroll through this entire document and copy paste the system, you are going to be booking 30% of your leads in for calls, which is going to basically, like, that's what's going to shoot your business up to the sky, because you can reach out to people, you can get responses, you can do all of that, but if you're not able to book them in for a meeting, then nothing is really going to happen, okay? You're not going to get the payouts that I am getting, all right? So this is why it's really important that you execute on this worksheet as well. Again, send me a message if you want to get this, okay? And it's going to happen, all right? And then obviously we are actually going to qualify and we are going to book the calls, okay? So without a filtering system, without filtering your leads, you're not going to close the deals, okay? You're not going to be booking in qualified meetings, and that's the most important part of this, all right? So without filtering, you're going to waste time on calls that don't convert, miss high quality leads because they get buried in the maybe replies, or worse, try to close everyone and burn the list, okay? So that's also what we don't want. You need to understand who you want to work with, okay? When you have this amount of leads, when you're sending 1,000 qualified outreaches every single day in a personalized way, completely automated, of course you're going to be able to book in. Now, obviously for this system, you do need a highly skilled appointment setter. Now, how are we actually implementing the top 1% appointment setters, and how you can find, okay, the top 1% appointment setters on the market? Obviously, this is another sheet. You can also watch this video. I created a separate video about this, right? This is another sheet that I can send over to you, right? So I can send over this entire system to you if you send me a message on Instagram. We hire the market's top 1% setters, okay? It's really, really easy to show you that. Obviously, we have a very specific system of how we implement the appointment setters. The most important thing here is if you don't have everything else set up, right, you're not going to be able to sign up quality appointment setters to your offer, right? You're not going to be able to hire the top 1% setters. Top 1% setters can smell whether your system works or it doesn't work, right? If you don't even know where to find your target audience, if you don't really know how to send outreaches quickly, if the setter needs to spend 90% of their time literally sitting there sending the outreaches, or following up, then it's just simply not going to work. If you don't have a well thought out DM framework, right, where the outreaches are already written, how to explain your offer is already written, how to qualify the prospects, right? If you don't have a good DM framework, a good system, especially a follow-up system, which we call the value follow-up system, that's why we create content assets, because without content assets, this is mentally and physically impossible to do, okay? You need to have content assets as well in place. If you don't have the right long-form content assets, for example, the one that I'm making right now, right, I can send it to you if I ever reach out to you, or if my appointment setter reaches out to you, if my AI automation reaches out to you, you can basically bet that I'm going to send also this video to you, okay? So you can watch it, so you can get pre-sold. So obviously you need to set up a good acquisition system. I have separate videos of how to create content assets and actual videos that convert, okay? If you don't have all of this set up, you're not going to be able to hire top 1% setters. Once you do that, once you set up this system, once you're leveraging the AI automation system and you implemented this document into your business, make sure that you ask for this document as well of the horizontal scaling system. This document explains how to basically set up the setter profiles, how to create them, and how to hire the top 1% setters here, okay? So obviously how to ask for a preferred CV, how to actually take the make them take a personality test, what kind of personality tests we like them to take, how to actually send a qualification sheet, and then how to actually interview the best candidates of setters, okay? Now, I do want to disclose that even though in this video I break down this entire system, and if you send me a message, we are actually going to leverage this system, you can leverage this system. In our company, this is what we do, okay? This is what we specialize in, all right? So we'll quite literally implement these systems for you. So if you want to just skip the line, not try to do this for yourself, but quite literally get this entire system implemented from day one, which means I am going to find your appointment setter. I'm going to implement the appointment setter, like for example for Kevin here, right? He made an insane amount of money, 15 to 20 calls per week, okay? If you want to book 15 to 20 calls per week, like Kevin, without even touching this stuff, because I'm going to implement your setter, the AI automation, the AI setup, we can even implement your ad strategies on top of that, but that's not connected to this video. If you want us to make this entire system done for you, also create your conversational framework, your AI stack. If you want this entire system to be done for you in less than 7 days, make sure that you book in a call, okay? Send a message on my Instagram, check out all of my testimonials. We have insane amounts of testimonials. Like if you check out my page right here, like all of this is testimonials, right? You can scroll until your thumb gets sore, okay? We also have our company page, right? Which is fit scaling. If you try to get the fits, if you try to go to the fit scaling page as well, you can literally scroll until your thumb gets sore, right? And our testimonials is not just basic pictures. We have an insane amount of client interviews where our clients are actually telling you how it's been working with us, okay? Most of these gurus only like to share screenshot testimonials. They are faking it. Obviously, they are faking it. We are an open book with client results. This system that I have explained to you made 3.7 million for me. And if you jump into a program, obviously it's going to make insane amounts of money for you as well, okay? But don't believe me. Try this system for yourself, okay? Send me a message on Instagram. I will send over this document to you. I will send all of these documents over to you. Try to implement this system and see how much money you're going to be making. Until then, see you in the next video.